Alright, welcome back everyone to another video. And we're doing our refresh, repose, and review of my 1/6 scale collection so far. And next up is the Amazing Spider-Man. And this one's actually the comic book one. Really excited for this one as this is the Spider-Man I grew up with. If I were to close my eyes and think of a Spider-Man, this is the one. I actually owned the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure, the original one from when the movie came out. And when I was browsing around to see if I'm going to change the Spider-Man that I had in my collection, this is the one that I saw immediately. This is the one my eye was drawn to, and yeah, decided to pick this one up. Really excited. So let's go ahead and open this one up. The box is actually really nice too. The logo, the Amazing Spider-Man, I love that. That's gonna come into play later with the diorama bases. Love the gloss of this Marvel logo in the back, or on the bottom of the box. Anyway, let's open this up so we can show what accessories this guy comes with. He actually comes with a lot, so there's a lot to get to, a lot to try. If I were to do every single one, we'd be here all night. So we're gonna choose which one we're gonna decide to go with. Awesome art. And if you can see in the background right now, that's the pose that I've had him on so far since I got him. I really love that chrome eyes. Nice and shiny, I mean, you can even see it in the camera. It's really nice. So we're gonna bring him closer so we can get a better view of just how glossy those eyes are. You can actually see your reflection. Setting these boxes aside. So let's start with these. You get a choice of these logos that you can 3M tape to the top of the base. So there's the Amazing Spider-Man. That's what the font that you see in the box is. You get that thwip sound effect that comes into play with the diorama, which we may or may not put together, but it is really nice. But it does take up a lot of verticality in the cabinet space. Maybe we'll put it together. I think it'll add a lot to the figure. But this is the logo I'm looking forward to using. That's exactly the one that they use for the 90s animated show. That theme song is a classic. The cartoon is a classic, and I just love it. So right off the bat, you get an array of hands. An array of eyes. And I love how big they are, just like the comics. The camera, which I will not be taking out. An array of webs. The wings, which I will also not be using. And this little goblin thing. Not really interested in getting that one out. I am most likely picking up a goblin pretty soon. And the only one Hot Toys has made is the Willem Dafoe one, which his costume is actually really good. So I don't mind picking him up at all and using him as my comic counterpart for Spider-Man. I'm also waiting for Venom, and not the PlayStation Venom, but the comic book one. They're also making one for a comic book Venom, and I think it'll go really well next to Spider-Man. So let's bring Spider-Man closer, and we'll start changing out the poses. So bring him in a little more closer, just to so you can see, you can pick up really how glossy and chromy those eyes are. And currently I have him with two separate web effects. One with the one for the web slinging, where he has a bunch of it in his hand, and one is this. I really love this one. As you can see, it's like he's sending the web right at the camera, so it's almost like a 3D effect right now. But I really love this. The Spider-Man I have didn't come with that. So this one is just a quick and rough, silly one. I wanted to show him as if he's wall crawling. I have him with the wall crawling hands. I switch out his eyes, and yeah, I think I definitely like these eyes a little more. They still have a shine to them in the light, but it just looks, it's so classic. He looks really good. So obviously I don't think it'll be too good of an idea to pose him like this. He just looks ridiculous. Although the diorama, maybe on a pole like that, up against the wall of the display case, crawling, maybe, but again, not really practical. But I just wanted to show that pose. Pose or not pose, it's just what Spider-Man is known for, you know? Okay, so this one, obviously no figure, but I just wanted to show off that sign. It's unfortunate that they didn't give you magnets for the signs. The best that they give you is a 3mm tape that comes inside the booklet. The choice is either doing it in the black top over there for the flight stand, or down here. And if I'm gonna tape anything on anything, it's gonna be the actual pole itself, because I haven't even removed the plastic cover for the display base itself. So I've decided I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the diorama together right now. I just think it'll give that extra character to the figure, even though it doesn't really need it. It's so good. But I think you're leaving a lot on the table if you actually don't put it together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So after a long time of messing around, I finally got the diorama base to be assembled. And as you can see it over here in the background, you got the Daily Bugle and some of the skyscrapers in New York is known for. Yeah, it looks really good. The pose is not too bad. Just something quick that I wanted to do. Moreover, I just wanted to show off the base. I decided I don't like this sign at the top. It takes up too much headspace. At the same time, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't like it at the bottom either. It covers up so much. But then the sign is so good. I don't know how you can not have it on display. So I kind of don't like how Hot Toys handled that one, for sure. I wish it was magnet, and I wish it was a little smaller, I think. So as of now, I'm not sure I'm gonna be keeping the sign, as unfortunate as that is. The base though is really nice. I like the base a lot, with the city and everything. My concern is it takes up a lot of footprint. Um, it looks like they pulled it from either comics or um, from the 90s TV show, down to the saturation of the art and everything. Um, but yeah, I dig the diorama. I dig the sign. I don't like how they handled the sign. And it's pretty cool where the big building has a wanted poster for the Goblin. But we will figure this out. Keeping it the way it is, it'll definitely take up a large amount of real estate in the cabinet. Uh, if I'm going to keep them like this, I may need to buy. I think Sideshow had $75 one. It's a display case where you can have one figure on it lit up and everything. So I may have one for Spider-Man just because I really like this base a lot. So let's go ahead and figure out what his next pose is going to be. I'm actually going to close the top. I opened it because the sign was reaching the top, but I hated how where the sign is at the top. So if I keep the sign, it's going to be at the bottom. All right. All right. So I'm really considering leaving my Spider-Man in this pose, a little bit of an action stance. Probably away from the clamp. Uh, it's already doing a little bit of bunching here, so I'll need to fix that. So I will be flipping back and forth between being on the clamp and being without, and with webs and without. Seeing as I had them on with webs for about a month, I think a little change of scenery would be a good one. I mean, literally, we're gonna display them with the base, um, with the display sign right here, the Spider-Man. So it's gonna take up a lot of footprint. But I really do like how the diorama looks, and yeah. So I will be. Let me remove him from this box for some reason. It's the brightness is not coming across on film really well, but let me do something 1 second just so we can get him into a like brighter film. All right, so changing it up, removing it from the little box I had him, and putting a red background. That looks really sharp. Um, yeah, I really like that. I'm thinking this might be the pose. I think I'm gonna leave him in this pose. To be honest, the one I was really trying to go for was his fighting stance in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but that one's a very extreme pose. I think it'll involve having to stretch out his fabric far beyond something I'm comfortable with. Uh, I really love how the eyes look. The the matte eyes, not so shiny. Um, Definitely really cool. Uh, the city in the background looks really nice. The backdrop. So yeah, I think I will be leaving him right like this for now. And so to close it out, if I were to review the two final scores on this figure, the look is 10 out of 10. Like I said, this is my favorite version of Spider-Man. I love that it comes with this, just because that's the Spider-Man show I love and adore. Um, Accessory wise, they give you a lot, that's for sure. But I do have my complaints. The base, it's a little tricky to put together.
maybe it's just me, the folding and stuff, and I don't know. I felt like the buildings were a little flimsy. This one right here, it doesn't even stand up well. I think it needs to be a little bit more up, and that's not doing well. So the one in the middle, the only reason it's staying there is because I sandwiched the Daily Bugle in between it. Other than that, the the idea itself is nice. And I am planning to keep it that way. So these massive disappointment. I love the sign, but it shouldn't be a 3 tape. They should have made that magnets. It can't be that expensive to make those into magnetics. The materials itself is nice. The sign, the print is not everything, but I wish there were magnets. Really, that's really torn. The sheer amount of accessories you have and posability and the eyes and all that stuff. The accessories should be a 10 out of 10, but I think these bring it down a tad. The fact that this is not a magnet and the the experience of putting the diorama together. Although overall, I still do like it. So probably overall, I'd give it an 8. If these were magnets, and like I said, then they'll be a 10 out of 10. The Goblin um, edition is nice. When I do another refresh of Spider-Man, I probably will include him because then you can. He comes with a little stand that you can peg him on here, so it looks like he's flying in from the distance. But as I said earlier in the video, I do plan to pick up the Green Goblin, not the upgraded suit one. It has to be the one with the helmet, and I will have him displayed with the helmet at all times, just to keep that comic book feel. Venom, the when the comic book Venom comes out, I will get that one to partner with this. I do actually have the Black Suit Spider-Man from PlayStation 5, although I don't think I'll be keeping it. Um, it's a great looking figure. The Hono Studios Black Suit Spider-Man one doesn't look that great, so I'll wait for a Hot Toys comic version of the Black Suit Spider-Man. Fun factor: the figure itself is a 10. The hands, the webbing, the pose. I've had him for a while. It's a 10. This is one of those figures that I don't want to set it and forget it. I want to get it, set it, pose it, and then change it up every now and then. Not just for the sake of the suit itself, but for it's just there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things to discover, and the figure poses really well. Um, yeah, I can see myself going back to this figure repeatedly and reposing it over and over again. Fix the suit and all that. I'm really glad that I ran into this figure. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it existed. Um, Taking away from the fun factor is the sign not being a magnet and the base and all that, but it's a solid 9 out of 10. Um, Definitely one of my top 5 figures I picked up in 2024, and yeah, if I decide to ever do another sell off, these will be this one will be either completely kept altogether or one of the last ones sold out. Um, but yeah, overall, I do recommend this figure. Bias aside, I think most people will probably go for like the Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield ones, but to me, this is the best. This is the best Spider-Man. It's just the colors and everything. It's just, to me, it's an incredible figure. I get like maybe, some people bring up like the stitching at the top. It's visible. It's I can forgive all that just because of who the figure is, and I mean, look at that. That's that is so cool. Um, probably look even it'll probably look even nice and like remove this one and have a flipping action with a web coming out and all that. But for now, since I've had it with the web out for over a month, I'm gonna keep it this way: action pose and getting ready to square off. Oh, look at that! Look, it just keeps getting better the more you play around with it. It's starting to look more and more like Spider. Oh man. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm going to remove the flight stand altogether to give it a cleaner look. He's not standing 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Hold on. Maybe. I'll have to do that one off camera, but yeah. Oh man. Oh man. If this stands up like that. Oh. That's Spider-Man, all right. That is Spider-Man. All right. Well, thanks again for watching another one of these the triple R's: refresh, repose, reviews. And hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one. It will most likely be Iron Man. And then after that, I'm still tossing around the idea whether I want to do Daredevil and Punisher separately or together. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and sorry for all the changes of inside the box, outside the box. I'm still trying to figure out also like what's the best way to record these videos, whether it's inside a light box or open like this. So we'll get all that kinks worked out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day and weekend.